Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus and I'm in my jungle room again. You know the deal. Hey, this time I'm heading over to Melbourne where I'm speaking to one of Australia's leading rappers. He's a superstar in my books, he's a superstar in your books. He is, of course, one of Australia's leading rappers. You know him, I know him. His name is Matt Colwell, but you probably know him as 360. Matt, hey, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
Oh my gosh, we have got a lot to unpack today. First of all, obviously, what came out in July was the brand new album, an absolute killer, out of the blue, and it has been received really well by everybody. Are you proud?
Yeah, I definitely am. It's been probably, I think it was 7 or 8 years since I dropped my last album before that. And to have this album out has been really special, especially when like 8 years ago I was playing the same type of venues when I was touring that last album, and we had to shrink the venue down because we sold less than half the amount of tickets available. So this time around, to be playing shows that were completely sold out was like such a blessing. And I'm just super grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful to be on the other side of all the darkness that I went through for so long, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Good on you, and it's a credit to how hard you freaking work in the industry. Um, Obviously, 2008 was when the first album came out. What you see is what you get. How do you think musically you have transformed or developed or changed, grown from the 2008 album to now the 2025 album?
That's a great question. I think if you listen to what you see is what you get, it's quite a cute album. I was trying a lot of new things. I was experimenting with singing more. I was very much on my start of the journey into like the love of songwriting and implementing pop music into rap music. And I think what you see is what you get was quite a innocent version of that, and it was an introduction to that. And then if you listen to the difference between that and Falling and Flying, you can hear the growth in, I think, both the songwriting, but mainly that was to do with the people that I was able to work with. Like back then, I was pretty much just winging it by myself, and then suddenly I was around all these great songwriters and producers. I was able to make the music that I really wanted to make. So I think having access to great songwriters and great producers is such a game changer when it comes to making music, because I can't produce or anything myself. I just write the raps. And then I think over the years there's been this kind of in and out progression of going from wanting to impress, I think, the rap scene. I think when Falling and Flying took off, I was pretty much labeled a sellout by a lot of the rap scene, and because I was making very pop influenced music, it's like I felt like I had something to prove, which in to be honest, looking back, I don't like that about myself. I don't like that I was trying to seek their approval and appease people rather than just doing what I did. I think I've always battled with that throughout my career of wanting validation and seeking people's approval. So after the success of Falling and Flying, I think I got my back up about it, trying to really appease all the rappers and gain their approval. And then I think if you fast forward to where I'm at now, I think I've just gone back to embracing who I am and just being authentically myself. And I think that's when I make the best music, is when I'm doing that rather than trying to please people.
Seriously, 360. I feel like you've just answered my next question. I'm going to ask it anyway. And so we go. But as an artist that has been around, for a good couple of decades now, what would be one of the biggest lessons that you've learned?
Mm. Um, I think I think trusting your gut. When I when I was first becoming successful and I was signed to the big major labels and I had all these teams around me, um, suddenly I was thrust into this sphere of like everyone seemed to know what was best for me better than I did. So it was like I had this feeling I should be making this certain type of music, working with the specific people that I had a vibe with, and then suddenly I had all these people saying, "Nah, you need to be doing this if you want to continue your trajectory of success. You need to trust us instead of trusting yourself." And I learned very quickly that that was wrong. Um, so I think the best advice for anyone really in anything in life really is to never compromise on what your body is telling you. Like if your intuition is trying to guide you somewhere, don't don't listen to that outside influence because I think that can pull you astray. If you just stick to what you know and what you feel, I think you can't be led astray.
Yeah, wow. I mean, seriously, you're one hell of a talented guy, but the experience and your wise nature is so apparent. Credit again.
Thank you for
So
that, man.
go way back to the beginning now. When you were a kid, who were you listening to that really drove your path into, this genre?
Um, it was Eminem was such a big influence for me, um, both because he came from the freestyle rap battle world, but he's like his ability to rap and like he had the technical aspect of rapping completely down pat, and I really love that about him. But he was able to make great songs as well. Like he wasn't just a rapper. He had songs with big pop choruses, and he was doing everything. And I really admired that about him. So that he was my first concert I ever went to as well. For my 14th birthday, I went and saw
Wow.
him live, and that was mind blowing. That was just phenomenal. And also Wu-Tang were a big influence, and another guy, Big L, who was just a massive influence for my rapping. Yeah.
Hey, so when you're doing your lyrics, what's inspiring you these days? How has it changed? So when you used to do the lyrics, back in the 2000s to doing your lyrics now, what inspires you? Has it changed?
Um, I think it's always been quite everything that I've written has been drawn from whatever I'm going through personally or whatever I witness other people around me going through. So I think I've always just drawn from that. So I still think that's where most of my music stems from is from personal experience or just analyzing what the world's going through and just trying to express that. But I think where my rapping has changed a lot is I used to be very lyrics driven in the sense that I would pretty much write complete verses without even hearing the instrumental that I was writing to. That was when I was starting out. And so I would take these all these verses that I'd written in my notepads, then I'd find a beat and try and fit the words that I'd already written to that beat. And I think that really hindered my flow. So it was like trying to read off a piece of paper and then fit it to a beat just didn't work. So now it's more like I will pick the beat first and figure out what the flow is and then fit the words specifically to that flow. So I think it's helped me grow in that regard to focus on the flow first.
ARIA award-winning artist, multi-platinum selling. I mean, phenomenal. Your achievements have been great. Your experiences have been vast. What would be one of your proudest moments in the career so far?
It's a great question. I think I've achieved a lot of success. I've done some massive tours. Like when I think of like all the biggest things I've done, I don't think they're the things that I'm necessarily the most proud of. Like touring with Eminem and getting on the cover of Rolling Stone cover was incredible. But to be honest, I would say this most recent tour that we did, even though it's probably not the biggest tour I've done or anything like that, it was the first tour that I've done without needing drugs or alcohol to feel calm to be on stage. It's the first tour I've done just completely sober without anything. And I feel the most proud of that because, like, for most of my career, I've been a party animal. Most of my tours and live shows were either while I was on massive benders or on a lot of medication and dealing with addiction and stuff like that. So to get to the point now where I don't need that and to actually enjoy being on stage and performing live has been an absolute blessing.
Okay, let's go there. Let's talk about the tours because, you know, there's a tour coming up, kicks off 5th of February, a 43 date tour. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And it winds up 27th of June in Tasmania. But we have got some Adelaide dates in there as well, which I'm excited for because obviously that's where I'm from. You're playing Renmark, you're playing Elizabeth on the 20th of June and the 21st of June. Awesome. June is my birthday month, so it can be my birthday present. Fabulous.
Awesome.
So that is a big run. Where do you get your energy from? Is there a mindset that you need to get into to play that many shows?
That's a great question, man. In the past, like my mindset was just push through as much as possible. I wasn't probably in a healthy place. I think probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I was going to the gym a lot before training. I mean, before performing, and just making sure that that was a staple part of my routine. And I think that was incredibly helpful. Now with where I'm at spiritually, I'd say that reading the Bible and prayer is a huge part of keeping me grounded, and also doing breath work before jumping up on stage. I do about an hour's worth of breath work, and that just seems to channel any nervous energy I have and redirects it into excitement. And that is super helpful because I can get quite nervous or in my head before a show. So going up there without those nerves is very, very helpful. But I think also making sure we eat something healthy. Eating healthy is very important. And just keeping on the straight and narrow now, you know.
Seriously, Matt, 360, your career has been so diverse in regards to the experiences that you've had. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can draw on for your music is just incredible. It's just an endless barrel for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's interesting. I remember I was thinking about this yesterday. Like I felt like when I was writing music, I wrote my best stuff when I was talking about dark stuff that I was going through. And it's like it got to the point where I was subconsciously like hoping that things would go wrong so that I would have good music to create and be able to channel that darkness. And I feel like that probably wasn't very healthy. You know what I mean? Like hoping I would go through bad stuff so that I'd make good music. Yeah, definitely not a healthy thing. But it's good to get to the point now where I feel the music that I'm channeling from, I guess, a more hopeful or optimistic place or going through some positive things, it actually feels like the music is in line with my best stuff that I've made, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so with the tour, back and forth tour, which, like I said, everyone kicks off on the 5th of February. I'll put the ticket link in this post. But with that, are we going to be hearing a lot of the new album and some, selections from the previous work as well?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff off the new album. We have a lot of stuff from a lot of the crowd favorites, like a lot of the bigger songs. There's a few songs that I've actually had to cut from my set as well. Certain songs that were glorifying drug use, glorifying sex and stuff like that. There's just certain things that don't align with where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So I've had to cut those, which is quite difficult because I know a lot of people love those kind of joints.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a mixed bag, man, and it's got some heat in there, like a lot of mixtape stuff too, which is really fun to do. So there's I'm still trying to figure out how long to do the set, but I think it could go to about 90 minutes, which would be pretty long set.
You are going to be a sweaty mess by the end of this tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, our craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a gig, craziest experience that comes to your head.
Craziest experience. Oh, once I had a guy, this is way back in the day. He was in the rap world, a lot of people consider themselves to be hip hop heads. So they have this kind of purist mentality that rap needs to be made a certain way. And if you go outside of those kind of what they consider to be real hip hop, then you're a sellout and you're compromising on your integrity for money. And when I did my What You See Is What You Get album, I had a guy come up to me, throw my CD at me and start trying to fight me and wanted to stab me and all this kind of thing because I was making rap music that he considered wasn't in line with what he thought I should be doing, which was really, really quite interesting. And my first actual taste of that, I got a lot of that after my second album, but I wasn't expecting it on that one. I've had some wild stuff happen too. Like I had someone, I even hesitate to say this, but I had someone write a bit of a suicide note, but with blood on it, and it was that was pretty hectic. I've had some really really confronting experiences like that over the years, and it's hard to talk on some of them because I don't want to be like, if the person listens to it, I don't want to be like making fun of them or anything like that. But you know, there's some stuff that's happened over the years that just blows your mind.
I'm so totally impressed. You know, like I said, ARIA award winning, multi-platinum selling, shared the stage with, you know, world superstars. Indeed, you are too. But you know, what has actually struck me more than anything is how humble, and how wise, intelligent, and you know, what a gorgeous freaking human you are. So again, thank you for everything you do and everything you put into the world.
Thanks, Marcus. That's really kind.
Last question for you. How are you celebrating Christmas this year?
So that's a great question. Usually, I will have breakfast with my mum and my dad and my brother. We have croissants in the morning, and then we give some gifts and stuff like that. But since becoming a Christian, I will be going to church and celebrating the birth of Jesus, and that's probably the main part now. Is I guess my faith, where my faith's at. That's the most important part of Christmas for me now. That and sharing the love with family. Yeah,
I love it. Matt Colwell, 360. The album is out, everybody. Out of the Blue, it's called. The tour, which is back and forth. Tickets are on sale now. Kicks off 5th of February, right through to the 27th of June. Fun fact, my birthday is the 28th of June. So it runs up right to my birthday. Fun. Have a great Christmas. Be safe, be kind. Have a great New Year's Eve. And I'll see you on tour next year.
yeah, awesome, bro. Thanks for having me, man. Have a great Christmas as well.
Cheers.